Yo, K-Face guy here. So I have another review video of my Vizio M43 43-inch 4K TV that I got. This is kind of a part two of it. Shout out to Ajax 1991. He commented on my video asking me to do a review over the UltraFlix app, one of the smart apps that come on this TV. It's a 4K streaming service provider, free of charge to have, but the videos on there do cost anything between $199 to $999 at the highest that I saw. 4K streaming, you rent the videos, you have it for about 2 days, I think. So he gave me his account and he asked me to rent Rocky and do a review on how this looks. Everybody knows Rocky, so the review is gonna be just to show it off the TV and how 4K looks compared to how this movie. This movie was like 1988. I don't know. It was long time ago. So to see how it looks now versus when it first came out, it's a big difference. So this review is on the app itself. If we go back, let's go back to the app itself. So this is the interface of the app. It kind of looks like Netflix in a way. It's kind of a bit off of Netflix, but that's fine. It has more options than Netflix does, I can tell you right now. You just navigate through the menus. You have your different categories: classic cinema, music and performance, sports, etc. You guys can see that. And once you've rented something, like here it says Rocky right here, I've rented that one, and it allows me to have 47 hours remaining. I've already used up an hour or so, or less than an hour left, so it's already saying 4 hours remaining, 47 hours remaining. So it really does look like Netflix. So if you are a Netflix person or any kind of Plex or anything, Hulu, the interface is pretty much the same thing. Um, One thing I didn't address in this video or I didn't address in my first video that I'm going to address in this video is viewing angles. When I reviewed this TV before I got it, I heard a lot of people say that the viewing angles weren't that great. And so the first thing that I did when I got this TV was test that, and the viewing angles are phenomenal. They say that the contrast, you lose contrast, and brightness kind of looks funny, and color kind of distorts and things like that. But I don't see that at all. I can kind of move you guys with me. This is a full 180 degrees from the viewing distance or from the viewing angle that you usually view, and you can see everything just fine. You can see exactly what that says. You can see right down the TV. Nobody's really gonna sit completely on the side of the TV. Maybe this much off axis at the most, but you're not. This is a pretty good viewing angle. Even from the top, when looking down at the TV, you can see just fine. The color's still there. The detail's still there. Nothing really changes. You do get a little bit of a contrast difference whenever you're not in front of it, but it's nothing noticeable unless you're super duper, picky and super didn't. You can really see these things, but the average viewer won't do that. Nobody's gonna stand above their TV and watch it. So the viewing angles are perfect for anybody. It doesn't matter where your couch is at; it'll work just fine. But let's go back to this app. Let me just show you guys the apps in general. At the bottom here, when you push the center button of your remote, it's kind of out of focus. This is the button that you push to get the apps. It's just the remote you guys want to see. This is what the remote looks like. And on the back of it is a full QWERTY keyboard on the back. It has two IR blasters, one's on the side and then one's on the front, depending on if you're using this way. That's the front one, and then if you're using the keyboard, there's one right here where my fingers are at. So this is what the layout looks like. Small, no backlight or anything like that. You navigate here. This button is how you bring up those apps at the bottom of the screen there. You have things like UltraFlix in the middle, Crackle, Pandora, Music Bee, Yahoo Weather, Voodoo, Amazon. You do have eBay, and there's multiple apps that you can go to besides these. But you can actually you can set it up however you want to. Facebook, YouTube, things like that. There's multiple apps that you can have on here, and you can put them in any order you want to, and you can take some off, put some on. There's a lot of third-party apps in here. If you guys want to go see that really fast. Loads up fairly quickly. Not too slow, not too fast. Once again, this is an entry-level 4K TV, so you're not going to get the fastest speed or the most beautiful layout, but it does what it needs to do. You get Spotify, TuneIn, Plex, There's a lot of third-party apps, like I said, Bravo, Big Star, Yep TV. I haven't actually personally gone through here and tried any of these out. I've been doing Netflix, iHeartRadio, the basic things. Fandango's in here, but I haven't really done anything too much on here. A lot of these things don't really catch my interest. There's some games on here if you want to play some games. I don't think they'd be any good considering that you're only gonna have your remote control, so they must be point and click games. get your weather, all sorts of weather. They got a calculator on here in case you just lose yours and your phone doesn't have one. But I'm sure as this TV gets updates that there will be new apps installed and things like that. So let's go back to UltraFlix. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start Rocky, and I'm also gonna play the sound through the TV so you guys can hear just how loud it goes. Well, as much as my phone can pick up, we're gonna try to see how loud it goes and how deep the depth of the sound is. It's actually not that tiny at all. There's a really good bass response for this TV. It's not, you're not gonna get no subwoofer bass, 30 hertz. You're gonna get a really good you can get really good bass though for what the TV is. 5 watts of power only. But it actually sounds very, very in depth. The vocals are good. It gets pretty loud in here. So we're gonna go ahead and start Rocky. We're gonna resume from where I left off. It was just a scene that I picked up, and I think we're in a skating rink, just to see something, just to give something for you guys to watch. Loading up is not too quick, but once it starts, there is no buffering whatsoever unless your internet is fairly slow. But it loads up pretty quickly, and then when you're fast forwarding or rewinding or pausing and playing, it doesn't take too long to skip forward. There's no buffering or anything like that. But let's turn this up and let's listen to this scene right here.
$10. How about $8? Come on, it's Thanksgiving. All right, $9 you got, deal. You have the ice to yourself. $10. Give it a place.
Aren't you skating?
I ain't skated since I was 15. That's when I started fighting. When I was 15. Skating got bad for the ankles. You're a pretty good skater, ain't you?
Ooh, our first buffer. Well, since it's buffering, I'm gonna go to the side here and show you guys the side angle view.
Like I was saying before on the way over here, fighting used to be tossing me, but no more. See, all I wanted to do out of fight was prove I was no bum, that I had the stuff to make a good pro.
Never got the chance?
Hey, I ain't crying about it because I still fight. I kind of do it like a hobby. See, I'll tell you what the trouble is. You see, I'm a southpaw.
What's a southpaw?
Southpaw moves your left hand, and southpaw throws your timing off. See? Other guys
Look at the
throw
top
your
view.
timing off, makes them look awkward. Nobody wants to look awkward. You know where southpaw came from? 9 minutes. I'll tell you. A long time ago, there was this guy, maybe a couple 100 years ago, he was fighting he was fighting around, I think it was around Philadelphia, and his arm, he was left-handed, his arm was facing towards New Jersey.
I'm gonna let this play in the background for you guys to watch something. But more about this TV. This TV is 60 frames per second. Has a really good refresh rate. It claims 120 hertz refresh rate. 60 is what I give it to it. It does do 120, but it's not. It's I don't know what they really call it. It's not like a natural 120. It does do its own little processing to get to 120, but it's not. It's 60 hertz, 60 frames per second. It does 30 frames per second on one HDMI, and then if you have a monitor, there is a monitor setting. If you want to use it as a computer monitor, there is no 4.4.4, but there's 4.4.2. It can be used as a monitor. I don't know about a gaming PC. It does do pretty good with games, but really high refresh rates, I don't think it's going to be the best choice for you. But I have seen some other reviews on it, and they said that it is really, really good. I personally will never use this for anything more than just video games and regular TV content, but I think you can go to a PC monitor with this if you would like to. If not, you have a great TV anyway. Rocky looks really, really good on here. Um, the app itself is really, really smooth. It does feel like Netflix, so you're right at home with that. As you see, we caught one buffer since we've been on here. Nothing too bad at all. I'm on my home Wi-Fi, not the Glitch Wi-Fi, AT&T Uverse, and my family is currently using the Wi-Fi, so it handles pretty well. This app has options for you to change your megabytes per second from 4 megabytes per second up to I think 15 or so. So it does range pretty well without using or losing any of the video resolution that it provides, which is the 4K. There's multiple videos on here that we could have chose from: Transformers, the horror movies we could have watched, action, adventure, anything. But my commenter asked me to use Rocky, so shout out to him again. We're going to use Rocky for him since he did ask for this review. I hope that everything that you wanted to know I've said. If not, I can always add things in the comments and things like that. Let's once again listen to the volume of the TV. It goes pretty high. I want to say 100.
I'll tell you.
I don't know how loud this is to you guys, but you can hear the increase in my volume of my voice. It does get pretty loud here, and it does has its own surround sound setup. While we're looking at the TV, I'll go ahead and go to the menus. So you have your picture settings here on the left-hand side of the TV. I have mine currently calibrated for Blu-ray. It automatically chooses your video settings for when you do go to the apps. It goes to Blu-ray. I have my Blu-ray calibrated for this. I've customized it my own. I've gone through a lot of tweaking to get it to look as natural as possible. It just have more picture options for color temperature, your black detail, your active LEDs, reduce jitter. Clear action is off right now. I can turn it on, but that's usually more for gaming. Game low latency, that's for lag. I don't have that on for my Blu-ray or for this because it does add some jitter to it. My gamma's on 2.2.2. It does go up to 2.4. At least on 2.2. If you go back here, picture mode editing, you can really lock it in. You can save it. Color calibration, you can really get into this if you really, really want to. There's some settings where you can mess with each color individually. Your blue or your red or your green, you can really go in there and tune it to what you like. Auto brightness, low, medium, and high. All that does is it detects your room's light level and automatically adjusts your TV backlight. So if you have a bright room, it'll compensate for it. If it's dark at night, it'll compensate for that as well. But I have mine off. If you go back here, you have your audio. TV speakers on or off. They're on right now, but usually they'll be off because I do my sound through my AV receiver. Surround sound is on for DTS sound. Volume leveling, that just helps match the levels of the volume whenever you're going through different input sources, so that one input source isn't loud and the next one's extra soft. You do have a balance between your left and your right screen, your lip sync, your digital audio out, and things like that. You do have an equalizer, so you can mess with this as much as possible. 100 hertz is the lowest that it goes, and then 10 kilohertz is as high as it goes. So I have my 100 hertz max because I want that depth. But you can go through. They have presets for you too as well if you don't want to go and tweak it your own self. Then you can delete all your stuff if you like to. If you go back again, you do have your automatic off. If it doesn't detect anything after 10 minutes of no input, it will turn itself off. You do have a screensaver option, so after 2 minutes, there's nothing on the screen. The screensaver will be turned off completely. Blank screen is something you can push. It saves the LED's life. If you're listening to music or something on here and you're not really using it for display, you can turn this on and it will turn off the screen completely and only output the audio, which is very, very convenient. I do have my network here. I do have my Wi-Fi hooked up to this. My devices here, HDMI 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then your composite. Your system here is just for information. You can put your time here. You can name your TV, things like that. Power indicator on the bottom left-hand side on here. There's a light right there that tells you when TV's on or off. You can turn it off to your leisure if you'd like to or not. Your guide setup, it's just your channel setup and your network setup. It helps you through setting up your TV if you're using cable, and your network to help you if you're using your Wi-Fi. And then your user manual, there is a manual on here on the TV. There is also a paperback manual that you get in the box. In case you lose that, you do have a second option here on the TV itself. So those are the menus right there. If you didn't see, this is your Netflix, your iHeartRadio, and your Amazon videos at the top here. The buttons here, your pick, that just goes through the different calibrations you've had. I have it on Blu-ray. I do have my Xbox One. The TV has one, and then there's some standard ones that they have just right off the bat. Sorry, you guys can see that. It does have your own little already set calibrations, but I keep mine to where I like it. If you click here on this button right here, get that in focus. This button right here just changes. I can't do anything right here on this input itself, but if you're watching TV or something on Xbox or something like that, this changes your the way your TV format looks. So if you want it widescreen, you can push wide. If you want it panoramic or normal or etc, you can use that button right there. This have a mute. It goes to full mute. But on my receiver, I have it to half mute. So when I push the volume to mute, it only mutes it halfway unless I want it to go full. You do have your play, pause, fast forward, rewind, closed captions, stop, and record buttons at the top of the remote. Your volume, chorus, your channels, stuff like that. And then you have your QWERTY keyboard on the back here. Does everything you need to do. It's a full keyboard. Not too bad to use. It inputs very, very well. You do want to make sure that you're putting this directly to the TV because anything off axis, it will not pick up from the IR blaster. But this is Rocky in 4K and go ahead and stop the video. When you stop it, it does pause it instead of stop. And then when you stop it again, it starts again. So when you want to go back, you do want to just push the back button to get out of here. It takes you back here. Just resume where you left off. If you choose to start the movie again later, you can resume, or you can start from the beginning. But they use a 10-star rating system. You see at the top left-hand corner of your screen. Most people use 5-star. But use a 10-star. It does tell you the description of the video. It doesn't do like Netflix where it goes through different slideshows of the video. It just keeps that one picture at the top right-hand corner of your screen. But it does tell you the description of the video, the rating of the video, how many stars it got, and then how long it is. And then the price is at the bottom. As you see here, most things are $4.99. You see some $3.99, you see some $7.99s. The $9.99 was Rocky. That's the most I've seen. So to buy movies is not that bad, especially because you're only renting them. I don't think that this is an option to buy. But that is the review of the M43. Okay, peace guy out.